Hello, everybody. The previous season of Zoop's podcast brought us a lot of appreciation and applaud. To continue with the tradition of bringing the most informative topics for you on the table, we are here again with season 2, The Decode, a podcast series by Zoop. In the present world, where data is literally everything, privacy, consent, and compliance are more critical than ever. With this instance, you might have already figured out the first topic that we'll be discussing in this season, which is the DPDP Act. So let's get started to uncover what this act is all about. So, guys, joining us today, we have Prerna, the in house counsel of Zoo. She'd be addressing all our queries related to the DPDP Act. Hi, Prerna.
Hi, Gitika.
So, to begin with, can you please help us understand what does the DPDP Act mean and what are the importance of this act that we can feel in the day-to-day life of every individual?
Yes, to answer that question, the DPDP Act, that is a Digital Personal Data Protection Act, it was passed by the Indian Parliament in August 2023. So, this is basically a piece of legislation that records and regulates how data is processed and handled by organizations. By data, I mean digital data or physical data that is consequently converted into digital form and data of individuals. So basically, this is a step to ensure that the processes via which the organizations collect consent, process consent, store it, or transfer it in cross borders is done securely and in a transparent manner. To name a few specific provisions of the Act, I would say the data rights of an individual, the formation of a data protection board, cross border data transfers, and so on and so forth. I would say this is a major step in India for us to, to align with the global data protection standards, that is the European Union's General Data Protection Regulations, considering the digital era that we all are living in. So it is a much welcome step.
Okay, so definitely DPDP would be changing a lot of things, especially for businesses. So, what might be the consequences or the impacts that the businesses might have to face with this act in action?
Right. So I would say, in terms of impact on businesses, there is a huge shift in how the businesses were collecting consent, storing it, or processing any personal data of individuals. So now, with the draft DPDP rules also subsequently coming in, businesses need to revisit their privacy policies. They need to redraft them, ensure there are security measures in place, and there should be a coordination and collaboration within different teams in an organization. Say at Zoop, we've already started, like the legal team is collaborating with the compliance and IT team to ensure everybody in the organization is aware of at least the basic data protection standards, and therefore ensuring that at all levels people are aware how data must be stored in a secure manner.
So, do you think the consent mechanism has changed or evolved post this act coming into picture? And if yes, so what are the requirements that the businesses require keeping pace with to make sure that they are abiding with all the regulations that are incorporated?
Right. So, yes, there is a major shift in how initially consent was taken from data principles. However, now with the draft DPDP rules coming in, the data, there are certain mechanisms that have been set out by the Act that state that the consent to be taken from a data principle must be granular. So, by granular, we mean that the consent that is taken for each purpose should be taken separately. Say, for example, at Zoop Sign, we are collecting the user's data for marketing and for personalizing their account. So, the consent that will be obtained from the user has to be separate for both, one for marketing and the other for personalization of
True
their
that,
account,
yes.
right? So the second would be the consent should be explicit and informed, which means it must not be assumed or implied. Say, for example, like we see the cookie settings these
Yeah.
days on websites where it pops up. So that can be one of the ways where consent is taken, or a toggle setting where a user can go and hit the setting and know that, okay, this is the purpose for which my consent is being taken. That would be the other mechanism that is required. The third is parental consent for minors, that is children below 18 years old. So organizations are required to take verifiable parental consent, where they have to verify that the adult giving consent for such a minor child is actually an adult and the parent of the child. Another more important thing would be the maintenance of records of consent. So all the consents that are taken by a business should be recorded and stored. So this would ensure accountability by the business, and also in case there is an audit in future, things are in place and there are data security measures in place.
So, Prerna, as you highlighted about cookie settings, parental consent, all of these things did exist in the past, right? Why is it so that now, with this act in action, we are highlighting all of this? What is the major change that has been incorporated in the system, which makes us think more prominently about all of these?
So the thing is, the DPDP Act was released in 2023. However, it was not very defined as to how consent should be taken. However, with the draft DPDP rules and the evolving digital businesses that are going cross borders, so India had to come up with the draft rules to ensure that there is a proper mechanism in place. This in a way is to follow the, as I mentioned, the global data protection standards, so that consent is managed in a more efficient and transparent manner.
So, Prerna, as I was reading, it was highlighted that data breach notifications are the key component of the DPDP Act. Uh, just help us understand the same.
Yes, so you're absolutely right, Gitika. With the draft DPDP rules coming out, data breach has become a very important factor. So now, as per the Act, every data breach needs to be reported within 72 hours of the business becoming aware of such a breach, and simultaneously should also be informed to the affected individual to whom the data is concerned. To reduce the impact of such a breach, the business must have protocols in place where identifying the risk, mitigating the risk, and collaboration of all teams is in place, so that uh, the business avoids any non compliance with the law.
So, before we wrap up, what would be the piece of advice that you'd want to share with the businesses so that they navigate to this new dawn of data protection and management swiftly?
My advice to businesses would be, first, to be proactive. Proactive in the sense the businesses must be up to date with their data security measures, and all employees should be aware of the basic requirements for data processing and secure data storage. The second would be to conduct a comprehensive data audit in order to have processes in place and to know how the data is being collected, how it is being stored, processed, etc. The third thing would be to review consent mechanisms of the business. As I mentioned earlier, with the draft DPDP rules, consent mechanisms have evolved and need to be explicit and informed. The consent needs to be granular. So, therefore, reviewing these consent mechanisms would help businesses to have a secure and transparent process in place. And finally, I would like to say, stay informed. Businesses must stay informed of the latest amendments in the Act happening, the draft rules, etc., that are constantly evolving. This would really help businesses to stay compliant and be transparent with their end consumers.
So that was all for today's episode. We hope that you really find this episode intuitive. Continue with us as we bring up more interesting topics. Bye bye. Stay tuned.